I'm doing a Great British Bake Off Bake-Along. Let's get into the final bake of 2024.
I cannot believe that it's already the final. These past 10 weeks have absolutely flown by, and I'm a little bit sad and a little bit relieved because it has been a ton of work, but also so much fun. So for the final signature bake, I will be making Jalapeno Shallot Scones and some Earl Grey lemon ones. And for the last time of this 2024 bake-along, let's get into it.
So I was a little surprised that the final signature bake was something as simple as scones, but you know, just because something is supposed to be simple doesn't mean you won't still screw it up. Anyway, for these scones, I essentially use the same base of flour, sugar, salt, and baking powder, and then just reduce the amount of sugar for my savory scones. I then cut frozen butter into the flour of each until it resembled breadcrumbs. I then added some shallots and jalapenos in for my savory scones, which I had sauteed up earlier, and then a mix of spices to just zhuzh it up a bit. The sweet scones got a bag of Earl Grey tea, some lemon zest, and a splash of vanilla. I gave both a good mix, doing my very best to keep track of which fork I was using for which, and then poured in my heavy cream and egg mixture. Now, I know you're not supposed to knead the dough too much because it can cause gluten to form, and the scones will then become tough, but scone dough is often so dry that I really don't know how to get around it. If anyone has any tips, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, with the help of an additional splash of milk and a little elbow grease, I eventually had my 2 scone doughs. With the 2 doughs ready, it was time to shape some scones. Since I was only making 4 savory scones and 4 sweet scones, I pressed the dough out into a square and then cut it into 4 roughly equal pieces. I then repeated this with the sweet scone dough. I always do this directly on the parchment-lined sheet tray as it saves me a dish or two and turns out exactly the same. I then brush the tops with a little bit more heavy cream to help them brown and then pop them into the fridge to chill for a few minutes before baking them off at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. As you can see here, the sweet scones ended up spreading a bit while they baked, but the savory ones did end up with a nice rise. So maybe not the best bake ever, but we'll just have to see how they taste. This challenge also requested some filling, so I put together a cream cheese and hot honey spread to accompany the Jalapenio Shallot Savory scones, and then a lemon drizzle to go on top of the Earl Grey lemon scones. I set aside the spread to have with the savory scones as I ate them, and then poured the lemon drizzle over the sweet ones so that they were nicely coated. And with that, I had completed my final bake-along bake of 2024. So first off, let's give these Earl Grey lemon scones a try.
I get more lemon than I get Earl Grey, so maybe should have added in another half bag or so of that. Texture-wise, it's light and fluffy, and the lemon flavor comes through really nicely, so pretty happy with that one.
Next up were the Jalapeno Shallot Scones with the hot honey cream cheese spread.
That's really nice. Very savory. Shallots come through a lot. The jalapeno doesn't come through as much, but maybe I need a bite with a little bit more of it. And the scone is so savory that the hot honey and cream cheese spread really helps to balance everything out. I do think I would have been marked down for the rise on these, but flavor and texture-wise, I think they're actually quite good. So pretty happy with that. And with that, I've reached the end of my Great British Bake Off 2024 Bake-Along. It has been so much fun. I've tried so many things that I never thought I would have a reason to bake as a home baker, so I'm really proud of this challenge, and I really appreciate everyone who's taking the time to watch me along the way. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here for my next bake. Bye!